Well, Samwise Gamgee was there through it all. He was there to support Master Frodo along the journey. So he had a first-person eyewitness account and was in fact he was in the battle. He would fight alongside of everyone, the Fellowship. He can tell the story in a way that the very few could. In fact, when it comes to the stuff in Mordor, Sam, after Frodo leaves to go away to the Grey Havens, Sam's the only one left to be able to tell that part of the story. And that's why Frodo, before he leaves, gives Sam the book, the red book, to finish telling the story. When you're playing a video game, there's something to be said for it's you kind of, against the world. Now, you're not really against the world because you've got the Fellowship near you, so you feel like you're on a team. But Strider, even when he's with other people, he's kind of a loner. And, for people who know the story and the children in the video game are learning the story, he's actually got a kind of an important destiny. He's going to be the king. Great fairy tales and great stories, the people who become the great leaders have to go through struggles to get there. And this is the game player gets to, pick up the Wii remote and become, at the center of that struggle. I am indeed a gamer. If I could have back all the hours that I've spent gaming, I could probably have learned 2 or 3 other languages. But when you're in the mines and you're going there, it's a little claustrophobic because they just had a fight with this watcher thing at the door, and then the door crumbled behind them, and now they're locked in. And it looks very, the lighting is the same, the kind of, the feeling. I was getting the feeling like I was back doing it, you know what I mean? I could see, we're in the game, and yet I can see the stage, and I could see the, dressing rooms out on the side of the thing. Like, it's that real. It's not like a picture. You're in it. So in the game, you're, in single player mode, you're Aragorn. But if you click into 2-player mode, which is pretty easy, Gandalf appears. If my kid is playing Aragorn and using the sword and trying to and figure out the reticle for the bow and arrow and everything else, there's a lot of stuff happening all around you. The Gandalf character is really cool, actually. Gandalf can come in, your parent can play it or whatever. And Gandalf doesn't really die in it. He's there as kind of a guide, but it's not a computer guide. You're the guide if you play it, and you can fight alongside your opponent, your kid or whatever. And it's like that with Gandalf. He can shoot anybody, but nobody can shoot him. So, it's kind of it's like training wheels. Only you're a wizard. You know what I mean? And it's also fun because it's you can go with impunity. He's also got different weapons and things than Aragorn, so it makes it different, makes it fun. Feels like a team. It was on the bridge that Gandalf turned and faced down the Balrog and cast the beast into the fiery depths. But the Balrog cast his whip and dragged Gandalf down with him. Gandalf was gone. It was Aragorn who rallied us together, urged us forward. From the shadow of the misty mountains, we made our way to the woods of Lothlorien to take refuge. So you want to hear the story of King Aragorn? As Middle-earth fell to darkness, he fought to save our world and become the King of Men.
Aragorn's quest, I suppose, is basically following the adventures of Aragorn within the Lord of the Rings series, as distinct from all the other characters together. He is in many ways the character we most aspire to. He's a great leader. He is an outsider. He is a man reluctantly coming into his kingship. He's a great character, and in a way, no matter what our age is, the Aragorn character is eternally attractive. He is what we, I suppose, in the end, aspire to. Lord of the Rings is an extraordinary book, and indeed an extraordinary source of literature and entertainment. I think anyone who's involved and comes by it gets touched by it. Each game is different. Each game has a particular vision, and that vision is really only provided by the very wealth and depth of Tolkien's extraordinary vision. Tolkien set about creating an entire alternative history of the world. And the fact that this history can be mined by so many people and still be, in a way, true to his vision, and in a way exploring small parts of it, is a testimony to Tolkien. Anything that eases the youngster into reading the books and finally seeing the films is to be welcomed. I think it's great fun. It produces a dexterity, and it gives them access to an imaginative world that they can manipulate.
So Headstrong Games, who are developing Aragorn's Quest, I've worked there for around 8 years. We're based in London, England. Obviously Tolkien is a national treasure for us. We specialise in character action games. I like to think we make games, we have a history of making games with a strong art style, and I think with Aragorn's Quest, again, we try to do something special with the look of the game. So Aragorn's Quest is a great way for all generations to experience the world of Middle-earth and the Lord of the Rings. It's a great way for parents and kids to come together and for new fans to experience the franchise. I think the way Aragorn's Quest extends the movie experience for fans, maybe where previous games have concentrated on very action-heavy, intense battling set pieces, Aragorn's Quest is still an action adventure, and the combat with the Wii remote and the nunchuck is a central part of the game. But in our game, there are these huge landscapes to explore, and you can talk to people, and there's a sense of the richness and the culture of Middle-earth that you can really get involved in. It's a more fully rounded adventure, I'd say, with a bigger emphasis on story and playing together, social play. So in Aragorn's Quest, we take fans to all those key iconic locations which they really expect to experience, those important intense set-piece battles and the Siege of Helm's Deep and Pelennor Fields. But we also, in this game, try to do something which maybe players haven't experienced before in a Lord of the Rings game on home console, and really let you explore the wider realms of Middle-earth. We have these huge landscapes that you can explore freely. I mean, the player will always know what it is they're meant to be doing, but if they choose, they can go off and explore, a far-flung forest or a mountain that they can see from a distance, or delve into the caverns of Moria, and really feel that they're in Middle-earth, I think, this time. So we had this daunting task to really live up to. We were deluged in reference material. We were given fantastic access to all that source material. But from the outset, we wanted to approach this in a fresh way and do something that made the game more approachable for a new audience, I think. So we looked at classic storybook illustrations, and we tried to generally create a richer, more colourful, kind of hand-painted look and feel to the art style for the game. Battling a troll, yeah, it's fantastic fun with the Wii remote and the nunchuck, and that's great, and particularly with a friend, fighting away together. But one of the other things that really, makes this a unique experience, I think, is the detail and the richness and the authenticity of the backstory and the lore that you can uncover as you journey along with Aragorn. So in terms of problem solving and reasoning, Aragorn's Quest does feature a variety of play styles. It's not just about battling enemies and defeating foes. We've drawn on Aragorn's skills as a ranger, his woodcraft abilities, so that players can use their tracking skills to look for signs in the environment and follow a trail to discover treasure or other, wonderful things. And also Aragorn's skill as an archer. So there are situations where you might need to use timed shots to open the way ahead. So with The Lord of the Rings, Aragorn's Quest, we hope to make Tolkien's fantastic universe available to a new generation of fans, but there's really something in there for a wide range of people. We have some real enthusiasts, some real Tolkien enthusiasts, myself among them, on our staff, and I think the game is very authentic. It's very true to Tolkien, but it's a great rollicking action adventure for families and for dads and their kids, and people of all ages, really.
With the Black Riders defeated, Arwen brought Frodo safely to Rivendell, but he was sorely wounded by that Morgul blade.
Run!
Only when Aragorn reached the middle of the pool did Saruman's soldiers spring their trap.
There's plenty for the both of us. May the best dwarf win. Fire at will. Hold them back!
Darkness spreads across this land, and an evil army searches for the One Ring with the power to destroy the forces of good. But as the soldiers of Sauron march, there is still one with the strength to stand and fight against him. Aragorn's legendary sword with lifelike control. Battle across Middle-earth with a friend. And become the hero that saved a kingdom. The Lord of the Rings, Aragorn's Quest. Coming to Wii and the PlayStation Move motion controller.